navigating through the blessed life of the master of the ladies of the universe, Lady Fatima Zahra, the beloved daughter of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where we're going to learn about her life, her contribution, her sacrifice, and her legacy. So please, let's meet every night throughout the holy month of Ramadan and learn from the beautiful life of Lady Fatima alayhi salam. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. May the peace and the blessings of the Lord surrounds you, my dear sisters, brothers, friends. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Why do we need to get married? There are several reasons. If you ask people, they give you their own reasons, different reasons. But one of the reasons that has been introduced in the Holy Quran and the Hadith of the Prophet and our Imams is that marriage should serve as an emotional and psychological refuge and shelter. God uses the best term in the universe when he describes the right marriage. Second in Arabic is residence. Is when you come and you find peace, you find stability, you enjoy, you rest, you are energized, you are motivated, you are inspired, you are renewed, your body is renewed, your soul is renewed and refreshed, your mind is renewed and refreshed. And that is the institution of family and marriage. The husband and the wife should support each other, encourage each other. Marriage is about encouragement. Marriage is about being positive, holding the hand of your spouse and saying, we are together into this. I'm not going to abandon you. I'm not going to leave you. No matter what happens, we are soulmates. We are friends. Marriage is a friendship. The husband and the wife should be rafiq. In Arabic is rafiq, companion and comrade with each other. They support each other. If someone is sick, the second one does not abandon him or her. In ups and downs, we are together. We shelter each other. We protect each other. Until we die, we are together. And this is very true. The more we live, the more we grow closer to each other. It really saddens me. I would not say surprises me, but saddens me when I hear nowadays, because of COVID-19, men are stuck at home and they argue with their wives, they fight. And we hear about an increase in domestic violence because husband and wife do not get along together at home. They don't understand each other. They do not communicate well with each other. They don't respect each other. They don't have mercy on each other. It saddens me. It saddens me why we descend into these sub-animal levels. I would not say subhuman, because I've been to places where animals, they pasture together. They coexist and co-live together in peace. They protect their kids. Ali and Fatima were the model of two friends, two true friends, two companions, two comrades, two rafiq, who would not live, who would not leave and abandon each other. Imam al-Sadiq says, خمس خصال من فقدهن من فقد واحدة منهن. There are 5 things. If a person misses one of them, لم يزل ناقص العيش. His life is insufficient. زائل العقل. His reason is compromised. مشغول القلب. His mind, his heart is worried. Number 1, أولها صحة البدن. The health. When you lose his health, everything in you is going to be compromised. In fact, some people experience humility, disgrace when they become sick. They feel very weak. They feel abandoned, especially if they don't have beautiful people around them. So number 1 is health. Number 2, al-amn, safety and security, which is very true. You are not going to enjoy your life if you are not secure in your neighborhood, in your city, in your home, at your home. As-sa'atu fil rizq, the third one, is when you have money, enough money to sustain yourself and your family. That was number 3. And number 4, al-qana'a, being content in what you have, not being greedy, not keeping your mind busy 24/7, how to increase my wealth, to increase my property, to increase my power, how to rival with this person and that person. Someone was telling me the other day that many, not all, many rich people don't enjoy their life. You know why? Because they always are watching and monitoring their rivals. They want to be number 1. So they keep working and working. They don't rest. They don't enjoy their money. They don't enjoy their families, because they are racing with others. Whereas a basic laborer, a basic farmer, a layperson goes home, he makes some money for that day. He shares that money, that food with his family, and he enjoys his day. He has peace of mind. You find him smiling and smiling. He doesn't have any tension in his life. He has no worries. He sleeps with deep sleep. He doesn't see any nightmares. Nothing keeps him awake. That's the difference. And number 5, Imam al-Sadiq says, number 5, al-anis al-muwafiq. قيل يا ابن رسول الله, what do you mean by anis muwafiq? Someone who brings you, inspires you with happiness, and he is compatible with you, muwafiq, in agreement with you. You are matching each other. He said, الزوجة الصالحة والولد الصالح والخليط الصالح. I meant by this sentence a righteous wife, righteous son, righteous friend. When you have those 3. So if you have a righteous husband, a righteous wife, you are the happiest. The Prophet speaks about women's responsibilities. He says, Jihadul mar'ati husnul tabaqqul. Her jihad, her striving into this life. See, jihad is very dangerous when it comes to the military aspect of it, the defense aspect. Because the mujahid, the soldier, puts his life on line for the sake of protecting his community. He could die any minute. His work is very difficult. He's surrounded by pearls and dangers. Therefore, the Prophet says it's the same for the wife. When she stays at home, she's surrounded by challenges. Her task is enormous, is very difficult, is very challenging. Therefore, her jihad is good husbandry, taking care of her family, the safety of her family, the journey of her family, making her family strong. We love our mothers. Why does God say, Al-Jannah tahta aqdam al-ummahat? Paradise, entrance to paradise lies under feet of mothers. Because really, if we have no mothers or bad mothers, I doubt we can make it to paradise. I doubt. Teaching, education, tarbiyah begins at home with our mothers. My friends, believe me, if you are good ones today, the credit goes back to your mother first and your father second. You know how much mother sacrificed for you. Maybe you don't know about it. Maybe she didn't even have time to tell you about your childhood. Many kids discover the sacrifices of their parents until their parents die, after their parents die. They know nothing about what their parents did for them. And this is why a mother who dies during labor receives the ajr, the reward, the gift of a martyr, because she has been doing something sacred, sacrosanct, when she's delivering a baby, because of the pain, the suffering she goes through. The story of the man who carried his mother on his shoulder, circumambulating the house. He saw the Prophet. He said, did I fulfill my duty towards my mother? See, I'm carrying her on my shoulder. The Prophet said, وَلَا حَقَّ طَلْقَةٍ وَاحِدَةٍ. He did not even pay her back the price of one single contraction during her labor. How many contractions she has? I don't know. I didn't go through that. So many. You have not even paid her back the price of one contraction. This is your mother. And Fatima alayhi salam was ready to be the best mother, the best wife, the best daughter. She was with her husband all the time. And then her husband also was with her. My friends, a wife cannot continue being so good if the husband is not considerate, if the husband is not thoughtful, if the husband is not responsible. My friends, it is we, the fathers and the husbands and men, who can design the temperament, the attitude, the shaping, the behavior of our wives and our children. It's us. It depends on you. You are a leader in your family. You have a big responsibility. You have to take the lead. If you set the bad example, not only you going to be bad, your wife may follow suit. Your kids may follow suit. It's a big responsibility. Be a mentor, be a teacher, not just for yourself, for those who are under your custody, for those who are under your care. الرجال قوامون على النساء. In chapter 4, men are caretakers of women within the boundaries of the family, not in the society. God here specifically is speaking about the institution of marriage and family. Speaks about the institution of marriage because it has How do we know that God is not speaking in general terms? He's not saying outside in the society, in the street, in the community, men are caretakers of women. No, because women could be equal to men there. A female can be your mayor, your governor, your prime minister, your president, your teacher. She can be your professor. You as a man, you learn from her. God is speaking about the institution of marriage. It says, because the power of money and wealth, most of the time, usually, typically, especially in patriarch societies, is in the hand of men. Therefore, men are the caretakers, qawwamun, not controllers. Don't misunderstand this term. They are not controllers of women's life. They are qawwamun, caretakers, maintainers, defenders. They are the defenders. Therefore, defenders only because they spend money? No, because they have a bigger responsibility, moral responsibility, not just the breadwinners. Breadwinners is part of it, and also producers of ethics, of courage, of encouragement, of goodness. This is their main responsibility, role models. Nothing would separate Ali from Fatima, because both know their boundaries, both respect each other. Let me conclude with a silly story, but I have to mention it. I know it is silly, it's not worth it. But unfortunately, because they teach this fabrication and this lie to our kids at school, elementary school, middle school, high school in Arab and Muslim countries, they disseminate this story during Friday sermons. Those naive speakers and imams during Friday sermons, they mention this story, which is a total hoax and lie. And that was the attempt of Imam Ali to marry the daughter of Abu Jahl during the life of Fatima al-Zahra. You can see the marks of Bani Umayyah. You can see their handprints on this story, because they know the Prophet said Fatima is number one, Ali is number one. So let's bring up a story, fabricate story to divide Ali from Fatima. The story never took place. But to say that Fatima was not number one, neither Ali was number one, nor the father, the Prophet, was number one. Because this story an insult to the Prophet, to Imam Ali, to Fatima al-Zahra. Let me brief you, couple of minutes. One day someone comes to Fatima while she is busy with the kids, and he says to her, "Have you heard that your husband Ali proposed to the daughter of Abu Jahl?" She said, "No, are you serious?" He said, "Yes, 100%. So Fatima was upset. She tried to overcome her shock. She couldn't, until night comes. Ali arrives. He doesn't see Fatima at home. Fatima and 4 kids are not at home. It's a movie. It's a Hollywood movie. Fatima takes her kids and she goes to her father's house. The father says, "Fatima, why are you here? Isn't it time for bed? Bedtime for your kids?" She said, "I know, my father. Don't blame me." She doesn't want to tell him. He insists on her. She tells him Ali proposed to the daughter of Abu Jahl. He wants to marry her. The Prophet says, "Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un." Imam Ali comes home. When Fatima is not home, he goes back to the mosque and he sleeps in the mosque. The Prophet comes and he sees Imam Ali inside the mosque. And then he prays, he stands for prayers, and then after the prayers he asks God to bring patience and perseverance on his daughter Fatima to take away sadness from her. But then he comes home, he finds Fatima still angry. He goes back to the mosque, he comes this time to Ali, and he kicks Ali with his feet. And he tells him, Ali, wake up, wake up. You know what damage you did to my family? A fabrication, a lie against God, against the Holy Quran. Because my friends, this book, the Holy Quran, says this family is purified. وَيُطَهِّرَكُمْ تَطْهِيرًا. God cleanses you from all sicknesses, defilements, jealousy, wrongdoing, foolish things. وَيُطَهِّرَكُمْ تَطْهِيرًا. Would I believe this book or I believe Bani Umayyah? Which one should I believe? Imam Ali alayhi salam has a beautiful hadith. Imam Ali says in his hadith, العقل شرع من داخل والشرع عقل من خارج. Aql, reason. Reason is a discipline from inside. So first you have to think with your mind, with your reason. Would you accept this story? Would you accept it? Aql, reason is before shar'. God has given you reason. Use your reason to verify this story first before you tell it, before you write it in your books, before you teach it to kids at school. You are doing injustice to Islam. You are doing injustice to God. Leave Ali and Fatima alone. You are doing injustice to your religion, to God. This story is completely fabricated and contradicts reason. Because if this story is true, why should Fatima become jealous? Fatima is purified. Why does God say about her purified? If she's like me and you, she gets jealous, then why she's purified? Why she's يُطَهِّرَكُمْ تَطْهِيرًا? What is the difference then between me and her? When Fatima is purified, it means she does not become jealous. This is number one. Number two, Ali would not hurt Fatima because Fatima was everything to Ali ibn Abi Talib. Everything he asked for. Everything from A to Z. No shortages, no deficiencies. So Ali does not need another heart, another mind, another wife, another relationship. He doesn't need that. Ali received the most perfect female in the entire universe. And Fatima did the same. And then when it comes to the Prophet, why the Prophet gets unhappy with Ali and angry at him? Didn't he marry multiple wives? The Prophet married more than 21 wives. So why it's okay for him but it's not okay for Ali? This means that the story is baseless, completely baseless. Never happened. That is the work of the enemies of Ahlulbayt, the anti-Ahlulbayt story, fabrication, rumors. And God says, إِن جَاءَكُمْ فَاسِقٌ بِنَبَإٍ فَتَبَيَّنُوا. When someone immoral, indecent, corrupt, evil brings up a story, you have to verify the story. Don't just read it and say it without knowledge. May Allah bless you all. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.